Hey everyone, welcome back. Sorry it's been a while dealing with this global pandemic, as I'm sure all of you are as well. Before we get into this particular session, I just want to say I hope you are doing okay and navigating all this craziness as best you can, staying healthy and staying safe. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe and maybe I'll get more videos up. I thought I would have more time to do this, but for whatever reason, I feel busier than when I wasn't stuck at home all the time. Anyways, this is a bit of a two-part training session. I did this a few days ago, so I'll do my best to kind of recount what went down. The first part, I did 2 sets of 10 minutes as listed. This video clip is from the second set. So if you scroll back to the beginning, scroll back. Is that the right word? Scroll back? I guess it is. If you go back to the beginning of the video, you'll see the breakdown. So this is a low rate ladder over 10 minutes. So 5 minutes at 18 strokes a minute, which is what you're seeing right now. Right into 3 minutes at 20 strokes a minute, and then the final 2 minutes at 22. My whole goal with this was to, come out at the fast end of rate 18. So if I'm hitting around 148 to 149, that's a pretty hard push for that rate. You can get away with that at a shorter time domain, so 5 minutes isn't very long. If I was going to go longer at rate 18, I probably wouldn't push it that much. What I find with low rate efforts is it's really easy to jack your heart rate up, and in this particular session, I didn't want to work overly hard, so this is the right balance of stroke power and for the time. You'll notice I have some background music now. I don't have to feel like I need to talk the entire time. What I'll probably do is jump in and out as I'm watching this in real time, and if things come up from a technical standpoint or how I approached this particular session, I will jump in. But in the meantime, we'll let it play out to the techno music that I found for free on YouTube. Thank you to whomever that is. I should probably maybe give a shout out to, I don't know if that's appropriate or not. Probably is appropriate. Anyways, here we go. All right, as the rate changes over, now I use Erg Data or Erg Zone, either of those apps when I'm training, and they both have a stroke count feature. So the beauty of this is, for 5 minutes at 18 strokes a minute, that is 90 strokes total. So as I'm watching the count add up, I'm trying to hit 18 on the first minute, 36 on the second minute, and so on, up until I hit 90. And then from there, as it switches over to 20 strokes a minute, I'm just going to add 20 from there on in. So at the end of the next minute, I'm going to be at 110, and then 130, and then as I finish the 3 minutes at 20 strokes a minute, I should be around 150 strokes as a total at that point. So I'm just trying to kind of hit a rhythm and stay consistent with that. Now, in terms of speed, I was about 148, I think 148 high at 18 strokes a minute. So I'm just trying to be at least 3 splits quicker here. So really just trying to stay on 145s as comfortably as possible. So as I'm finishing up and jump to 22, same thing. So just looking at the total count, being at 150, now I want to be at 172 and then finish at 194 for a total. So as long as I'm hitting those stroke counts each minute here, then I know I'm on the rate. I'm on the rate perfectly. A bit of a treat today. This was not just a rowing session, rowing conditioning session. So I've been trying to mix in more CrossFit and more general strength work into my training routine as much as I can under the circumstances. It's not so much that I don't have access to these things, it's managing kids and time and trying to get some quality work in, yet still play with some other stuff in terms of CrossFit and strength work. So I saw this on the main site the morning I did this workout. So I thought this would be a perfect way to sort of cap off the training. I figured it would be a 7 to 10 minute effort. And these are all movements that I enjoy, sort of classic CrossFit stuff with thrusters and pull-ups. And obviously I do enjoy the row, so I thought I would manage this pretty well. One thing I realized is that if you don't do a lot of high volume thrusters and pull-ups, and this isn't high volume by any means, these being chest to bar, it's a little bit different for me. I've always kind of found these difficult. Anyways, you get really sore the next day. I didn't find the workout incredibly hard. I thought I managed it well and the time was okay. The weight wasn't heavy. I was able to go unbroken through this whole first round, not so much in the subsequent rounds. But if you don't do this stuff, it gets really, really hard. So keep that in mind. If you ever feel like you want to break from CrossFit and then you plan to go back to it, don't be surprised if you suck. I think that's fairly obvious. So I found the rows pretty comfortable, although I was pretty fast in the first one, about 136 pace. Just trying to sit around 5K pace. But I really found getting back on, just from the thrusters and the pull-ups, I'm very aware of my lats and quads as I started rowing. So kind of eased into this particular set of 250 meter. And then, was able to at least feel somewhat fresh going to the dumbbells. The key with rowing in workouts like this is you don't want to crush yourself on the rower. The rower shouldn't punish you. The rower should be the place where you recover. So the difference in time from 136 pace to 146 pace, let's say, it's only a couple seconds for a 250 meter. So it's not necessarily worth the effort and what's required to hit that time when you think about the whole workout together. So it's okay to go a little slower on the row if it means you can then go faster or more unbroken on the other movements. So don't punish yourself on these. Try and breathe and gather yourself, especially the first few strokes to get a rhythm. But don't feel like if you don't sprint on these, you're going to lose time. Like 3-4 seconds isn't enormous getting on and off the rower if it means more breaks on the dumbbells or the pull-ups. I hope that makes sense. Anyways, I'll let this finish out, even though I think it's in fast motion till the last few pull-ups where I realize I could have gone sub 8 minutes. I don't want to ruin the surprise. You'll see. So close. Probably shouldn't have rested there, but it is what it is. Thank you for watching. All of the best to you going forward. I will try and get a few more videos out in the next couple days.